South Park is an amazing series that's been going on for what feels like forever. I mean, 20 something years at this point. What could elevate South Park even further beyond what it already is and how well it's already done? Well, making a successful video game out of it, and not just a successful one, but the best video game ever made. It's not only fun to play, but it has a great story with it. It has so many twists and turns that you would never see coming. And it's also just as hilarious as the show. Just real comedic geniuses here. Before we hop in though, I do want to warn everybody that if you have not seen South Park, it covers a little bit of sensitive and controversial topics. So just strap in. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time, okay? Cool. Let's just jump right into South Park, The Stick of Truth. To start off, we are the new kid. We have just moved to South Park, and one of our first things we're told to do by our parents is go out, make some friends. Go out and make some friends. And as we walk outside, we find out we are in the middle of a war-torn battlefield between the humans and the elves. It's a massive battle that's been going on for ages, fighting for dominance over something that's called the Stick of Truth. It's a mystic weapon that lets anyone who wields it control the universe. We are recruited by the humans and brought onto their team. And as we are talking to Cartman, he gives us an option of classes that we can pick. Out of the 4 classes, we have a fighter, we have a mage, we have a thief, and then lastly, we have a Jew. Also, during this time, we get to make a name for ourselves, but no matter what name you pick, it doesn't matter at all because you will be referred to as douchebag. And outside of being douchebag, we are also the Dragonborn, which means we can learn to rip mean-ass farts. And the first one we get to learn is the Dragon Shout, which can destroy obstacles. There is one very important oath that we have to make, that every person that farts has to make, and it can never be broken. I mean, never, under any circumstances. And it is, you can never fart on another man's balls. As we are sent to battle, we are encounter our first real fight. And I think this is a great time to talk about the actual combat in the game. It's a very intense turn-based RPG that revolutionizes the way that RPGs play. We are able to play as ourselves and obviously whatever partner we have with us. And there are different attacks we can choose from our main melee attack, then our range attacks, to our magic attacks, and lastly, our secret weapon, our mana, our deadly, mean-ass fart attacks. We have to use our turns strategically, though, and smart, though. If we need to, we can use an item and attack in the same turn. The enemies can fight back, obviously, though, and they have armor, which lowers your attack damage, and they can counter with a riposting or a deflecting stance. The riposting will counter any physical damage, and the deflecting will counter any ranged weapon that you do and send it back right to you. This is where we're going to be really smart and pull out the big brain shit here, because we could just try to power through it, but that shit can be difficult, and we're not stupid. So that's where we bring in the status ailments, like attack down, defense down, and some of the better ones in the game that really make a difference, like bleed, fire, and grossed out. These do damage based on the enemy's percent of health at the end of the turn. As we go through the game, we can get armor that we can wear to buff ourselves up, and it can do a multitude of different things, from giving us defense to buff your attack and magic power. And on top of that, we can add charms, which make them even stronger, and add your own personal flair to the game that makes it your own unique experience. You can add these charms to your weapons and your armor and truly make it yours. I mean, you can make whatever build you want. If you want a build that uses fire, you can do that by having armor that buffs your fire damage, and having weapons that deal fire damage, and having fire spells with that. It's all very intuitive and super well thought out by the people over at South Park. During this massive, intense battle, the Stick of Truth is stolen and taken by the elves, and they are hiding it in the school, and we have to recruit the Goths to help us. During this night, though, we are kidnapped by aliens, and they try probing our ass, but our ass powers are too strong, and their dildos are weak, and we break them, because remember, we are the Dragonborn. This game's first big twist that it takes is the UFO crashing into South Park, and it leaks this green goo that can turn anyone it touches into a Nazi zombie. They somehow materialize a Nazi armband and speak fluent German and are a zombie as well, of course. Also, I'm doing this video for you guys to show you the best game ever, because I think just me by saying the word Nazi in general, this video is fucked. This video is it's gone. So please, guys, go down, leave a like, subscribe, because who else will be pushing such dangerous content like this? Back to the Nazis though. They end up taking over for elf enemies around South Park because at the school, after we team up with the Goths, we are given a choice to fight either Eric and the humans or Kyle and the elves. This is such a massive decision that will absolutely change everything in the game. Wait, sorry, I read that wrong. It changes absolutely nothing at all. It's just who you want to fight. If you want to fight Eric, you get to have a fart off Dragon Ball Z style, and if you do Kyle, homeboy pulls out a fucking leaf blower and you fight him off with your farts as well. The next big twist is neither the humans or the elves had the stick of truth. It was actually Clyde. He was banished from space and time by Eric, but he has come back and stolen the stick and created his own Nazi zombie army. A truce must be made between the elves and the humans to conquer Clyde, so he doesn't destroy everything and everyone with the power of the stick. Also, at the same time, Taco Bell is being built where the crashing of the UFO was by the US government to try and hide the green goo, but it's not being hidden that well because that is exactly how Clyde gets his hands on his own Nazi zombie army. To tackle this army though, we need more power than the humans, than the elves, than the Goths. We need to recruit the girls as well. It's honestly a very fun quest that we have to go on trying to recruit these girls, and we get to fight one of the most iconic bosses in, I'd say, South Park history, which is Khloe Kardashian's Nazi zombie fetus. Great boss fight, and during this time we also learn how to give an abortion as well. This video is a little fucked. I already warned you. We move into the final act of attacking Clyde and the castle and reclaiming what is rightfully ours. We are promoted to King Douchebag during this time, and we make our way up the castle and we fight many a foe on our way. Before we get to the top though, we have one problem we have to handle. The US government have decided to nuke South Park to get rid of the Nazi zombies because they have given up on trying to contain it. So they have stuck a whole ass fucking bomb up Mr. Slave's ass. So we have to go really small and go up his ass to deactivate the fucking bomb. And when we get to this bomb, it's not like any fucking normal thing. We have to give this bomb a fucking abortion. And if we do it right and give the abortion correctly, the bomb is deactivated. We now move on to our final fight, which is surprisingly easy, and it is Clyde. And after we beat him, he gives up the stick of truth. But this stick of truth is stolen by the US government and the main villain, the big bad government guy, which is, yes, that's his name. He tries to wield the power and offers anyone in our group to wield the power with him, but the power of friendship is too strong and none of us break off to join him, or so we thought. This is where the world itself shook, where the biggest plot twist in all of gaming history has ever taken place. Princess Kenny breaks off from the group to join him and wield the stick of truth, and we are named as the Dovahkiin. Our power that has been trying to hide away that even we didn't know about. It's not our farts. What it truly is how quickly we can gain friends on any social media platform. We had 3.2 billion friends on Facebook before we were taken away by our parents and hidden. That's also a number that we could hit on our channel if you go down and click subscribe. Shameless plug, but you gotta do it. Now it's time for the true final boss of South Park, the Stick of Truth, and that is Princess Kenny. And after we beat him, he drinks the green goo and turns into a Nazi zombie as well, who is in control of the Stick of Truth. All of our friends are joining the battle trying to stop Princess Kenny, but as we kill him, he keeps coming back to life. Nothing is working. It seems hopeless. How are we going to ever stop him? There's one thing we must do. We have to do the unthinkable. We have to fart on Princess Kenny's balls. That's the only way. It's the only thing we can do. Cartman holds him back as we walk up, and we rip a massive fucking fart on his balls. And it resets everything in South Park. All the zombies are turned back to humans. After this, we throw the stick of truth into the pond of South Park to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. And also, we don't get our Taco Bell, which is really ass. The game ends, though, with us uttering the one phrase we ever spoke, which is, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." After we finish the game, though, and as we were playing, we have plenty of side quests to do. The best part of the game is just interacting with the world and the actual characters in it. This game is obviously hilarious, and with having the creators of South Park working on it directly, it was one of the best things that they could have done. They're able to write all the characters exactly how they would be in the show to make it feel exactly like that, and like we're playing through an episode of South Park. They're able to fit an insane amount of characters and different people to meet and talk to, from Terrence and Phillip to Lemmy Winks. Then we have other longer side quests with other characters like Al Gore and trying to hunt down and kill Man Bear Pig. It's just fucking hilarious. The joy of this game is the amount of jokes in it and how funny it really is. There really is never a dull moment in this game. And if you are a fan of South Park, I could not recommend this game any higher, because I swear to God, it feels like you are just playing an extended episode. That's what really puts it together and makes sure there's no disconnect from the game to the show, or the other way around. And they obviously make tons of references to the show in the game with little things. And it's not just a few times, it's like there's a shit ton of references that will catch your eye if you're a fan. You can tell they really put so much love into this game, and South Park feels so fleshed out, letting us explore each kid's house, to the school, to even going up to fucking Canada. At the end of the day, if you like South Park and you like RPGs, hell, even if you just like South Park, you need to play this game, because the game will walk you through how to play it, and it's just so funny. And if you don't like South Park, I would probably say that you don't like this game, but also the name is in the game, so I don't know why you're still watching this video or why you'd play the game, but whatever. Please, guys, don't forget to go down and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and comment once you thought about South Park: The Stick of Truth. I know this game is kind of older and a little out of the blue, but I was just playing through South Park: The Stick of Truth the other day, and I was like, this game is fucking amazing. I have to make a video on this. It is so much fun. And of course, you already know that South Park: The Fractured Butthole will be coming as well. You already know. So to not miss that, guys, please go down and click subscribe. It's just a big red button and it turns gray when you click it. It's super cool to see, and it's free, so why not? Why not? But I hope that you, yes, you right there, have a fucking tastic day. And of course, guys, like always, deuces.